Joe Fortenbaugh here for Oddshark, where it very clearly is not Easter. Happy holidays to all of you out there, and thank you for your continued support, because without you, I'm really just some weirdo in a Santa hat talking into his phone and posting it on the internet for nobody to see. You make me look normal, and I thank you for that. With the exception of whatever the heck happened over here. You lose the end of the Santa hat, you know how that happens? Because you bet the Dallas Cowboys and they donk it off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You go bankrupt, or specifically, your bankroll gets busted. Look at that segue, it's as professional as can be. Let's start the show. We'll get to Dallas in a moment, but bankroll buster number one this week, New England Patriots wide receiver Jacoby Myers. What the hell was that? 24-24 in Las Vegas against the Raiders. 10 seconds to go. Patriots on their own 45-yard line, they hand it off to running back Ramondre Stevenson, who picks up some decent yardage, turns laterals to Myers, who then laterals across the field to Mac Jones. Only one problem. Chandler Jones, Raider pass rusher, gets in the way, catches the ball, stiff arms Mac Jones to the ground, rumbles 48 yards for a touchdown, game over. They said, Myers and Stevenson after the game, that they knew the score, that they knew it was tied. Then why are you throwing it? Because you only do that when you're trailing. A wild finish in a weekend of wild finishes, which brings us to bankroll buster number two. Looking at you, Dak Prescott. You could blame anyone for what happened with Dallas this weekend. Up 17 in Jacksonville with 20 minutes to play. I blame Prescott because he did essentially nothing the rest of the way out. And he has that 4-year, $160 million extension, if memory serves me correctly. From the point where they were up 17 with 20 minutes to go, Prescott went 5 of 8 for 41 yards with 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, one of which was a pick six in overtime that cost him the game. And then he also ran the ball 4 times for 8 yards. Dallas was scared to throw the ball with him after that INT in the third quarter. They turtled up. Dallas's mantra was this. What the mantra should have been, is we're gonna go win this game. What Dallas said was, we really hope Jacksonville loses this game. They didn't. The Cowboys lost. But that's it for that week, all right? Let's take the bankroll busters. Let's clear out that bad mojo as we like to do. Let's move forward. Let's get positive. Let's talk about our best bets for the week. A lot of Saturday games, 3 Sunday games. Be very careful with the weather this week. Be very careful with who is playing when. Schedule's up in flux because of the holiday. Game number 1 is Saturday. Eagles, Cowboys over 46.5 points. Jalen Hurts ruled out for this game. It's going to be Gardner Minshew at quarterback. The Eagle quarterback, the starter, injured his shoulder against the Chicago Bears. Too much of an adjustment. This was 52. Now it's down to 46.5. Minshew's not a bum. He's been with the Eagles since Nick Sirianni got there, so he knows the system. He's got 22 career starts under his belt between his time in Jacksonville and Philadelphia. He's got a bevy of weapons around him. Neither defense is all that great. I think they're both a little bit overrated. They're not terrible, but they're a little overrated, as we saw with Dallas over the weekend. 46.5 is cheap here. No weather concerns in this game. I'm playing the over. Best bet number 2. Saturday game, the Atlanta Falcons team total in Baltimore is going to be about 15 points. We're going to play the under. This is a weather game. Should be very cold in Baltimore on Saturday. Chance of high winds, chance of precipitation. Atlanta starting quarterback Desmond Ridder, the rookie. He's getting a second career start. Baltimore's defense has been outstanding. Last 8 games, they're giving up 15 points per game. They have an extra day of preparation to get ready for this game, as they just played on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Falcons played on Sunday. Baltimore wants to run. Atlanta's run defense stinks. Atlanta wants to run. Baltimore's been outstanding. I don't see a big number here for Atlanta. I'm playing under 15 total points. And then finally, let's go to Sunday. My stomach is queasy a little bit just thinking about it. I'll take the Packers plus 6 over the Miami Dolphins. Something's wrong with Miami. They lost all 3 games on that 3-game road trip, but that's not what I want to focus on because they did look good against Buffalo. In those 3 games, Tua Tagovailoa is completing 49% of his passes. Something's a little off with him, all right? How you attack Green Bay is you run the ball, something Miami doesn't do much of. They like to throw the football, okay? Green Bay's got an elite pass defense, and somehow Green Bay is still alive in the playoff hunt, so they're coming in motivated. I think this is too many points. Miami, a lot of their wins, they've been close wins. Okay? Some blowouts here and there. I think they blew out the Jets early in the season, but a lot of those wins have been close. This is too big of a number. I will take the Green Bay Packers. Those are 3 bets I love. 2 bets I want to isolate to point out to you guys that could be potential traps. Welcome to trap games. 2 of them stand out this weekend. On Saturday, Detroit is laying 3 at Carolina. Be very careful laying that number. All right? Who knows Carolina better than this ridiculous looking guy? Okay, 2 weeks ago we told you bet on them in Seattle, boom. Last week we said bet against them against Pittsburgh, boom. This week we're saying bet on the Panthers, all right? Don't lay the 3 with Detroit, tough spot. They're coming off the win over the Jets. They've looked fantastic, but it's going to be cold in Charlotte, and Jared Goff historically does not play well in cold weather. He looked pretty good against the Jets. He wasn't great. This is a spot where he could play well, but covering 3 on the road against a Carolina team that's very much alive in the hunt for the playoffs, people have checked out on the Panthers after they lost to the Steelers, okay? Don't make that mistake. This is the time to take the field goal. I think it's a very close game. Trap game number 2. I got to go back to it. It's Dallas laying 6 against Philadelphia. Okay? This is a massive adjustment. This might keep going all the way up to a touchdown. Do you trust Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys to take advantage of this situation? If they had had just like one bad game recently, you can chalk it up. It happens. But they just blew a 17-point lead at Jacksonville. The week before, they almost lost to Houston as 17-point favorites. A few weeks ago, they come off the bye. They lose at Green Bay, who's not very good. Do you trust Mike McCarthy? I wouldn't be surprised if these guys were planning a parade when they heard the Jalen Hurts news and they just take the week off. That's how they play. Again, Minshew, not a bum. 22 career starts. He knows the system. He's got weapons around him. I'd be careful about running to the window and laying the points with the Dallas Cowboys. Those are our trap games for the week. Let's take a look at chase mode. We find ourselves in a situation where we want to throttle down late Sunday night, late Monday night. This is where we preview those games. Sunday Night Football features the Tampa Bay Buccaneers laying 5.5, total of 41 in Arizona against the Cardinals. Bet the under in this game. Tampa's defense looked fantastic against Cincinnati on Sunday. You see the final score, you think I'm a lunatic. And based on the way I'm dressed, I can completely understand that. But it was the Tampa offense that jammed those guys up. A bunch of fumbles in their own territory over and over in the third and fourth quarter, setting up Cincinnati to score some more. By the way, Cincinnati, possible trap game laying 3.5 at New England. Just throwing that one out there as well. Here in this situation, going against an Arizona team that's been eliminated from the playoffs, head coach is dead man walking, starting quarterback is injured, guys are checked out. I think Tampa Bay's defense comes in and locks it down. I don't trust Brady in the offense to do a whole lot, even though it's Arizona. So we're gonna go ahead, Sunday Night Football, play under 41 total points. Monday night chase mode. You got the Chargers laying 4, total of 47 against the Colts. Playing the Colts. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you don't make money buying high and selling low. You make money buying low and selling high. Chargers look good. Everybody's going to lay it with the Chargers after the Colts blew that lead against the Vikings. Don't be a sucker, okay? Be careful with this game. Keep this in mind. As historic a loss as that was for the Colts, they still covered, all right? 5 games under Jeff Saturday. They're 3-2 against the spread. And when it comes to the Chargers, they don't win big. They've got 8 wins this year by an average of 4 points per game. 5 of those 8 wins have been by 3 or fewer points. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm gonna be on the Colts. Small, not pressing huge, okay? Let's be very clear about that. But we are gonna be on the Colts for Monday Night Football. Let's go rapid fire with some of our favorite props of the week. 3 that we've got our eye on. Number 1, Baltimore running back J.K. Dobbins over his rushing yards prop. Number 2, Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen under his passing yards prop. Number 3, New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones over his passing yards prop. J.K. Dobbins is going against one of the worst run defenses in the league in Atlanta. Baltimore wants to run. Weather's going to be shaky. Baltimore defense should get the ball back plenty of times in this game to run a lot of plays on offense. Dobbins should have a monster. Josh Allen in Chicago. Weather is a concern. High wins against the Bears. They're 9-point favorites. Get up early, run the ball late. I don't think he's going to need to throw it all over the yard against Chicago. And then number 3, Daniel Jones over passing yards. In Minnesota against the Vikings. Should be a shootout. Keep in mind, no team in the NFL giving up more passing yards per game this season to opposing quarterbacks than Minnesota. The only team is Tennessee. Tennessee's given them up more than anybody. Minnesota's number 2. Good game for Daniel Jones. Finally, that brings us to the 6-point teaser of the week. We won again. We're 7-1 in this segment. Gonna keep it simple. San Francisco tees them from 7 down to 1 against the Commanders. Baltimore tees them from 7 down to 1 against Atlanta. For San Francisco, they've got 10 days to get ready for this football game. Or I should say 9 because they're playing on Saturday. The Commanders and Taylor Heineke are not gonna hang a big number against this Niners defense, especially on the road. So all we need to do is cover the 1. With Baltimore, it's a similar situation. They won't hang a huge number. I don't see Atlanta doing much with Desmond Ridder at quarterback against the defense that's giving up just 15 points per game over their last 8. Baltimore's gonna run, they're gonna grind the clock down. That game might be over in 20 minutes. Yes, I know, that the physics of that doesn't really work, but you see where I'm going at. 6-point teaser of the week, Niners -1 with the Ravens -1. That's how you do it. Happy holidays. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for supporting us. Like I said, if it's not for you guys, I'm just some weirdo in a busted up Santa hat and an ill-fitting jacket, talking to a phone, posting this on the internet with no one watching. You guys make me look normal, and I appreciate that. Happy holidays. Be sure to check out oddshark.com, where we're going to continue to roll out bowl game videos. We're hot through our first wave. We're hot. Don't want to jinx it. More's coming. Thanks, everybody. Best of luck.